What are you trying to do? The Kamehameha wave there?
No, my,
You making it rain?
yeah,
Oh
making it rain on that alien.
no.
What?
I have no idea what you're trying to reference.
Dude, making money rain?
Yeah.
You've never seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that, but I'm just trying to figure out why you were making that connection to the alien. That is all.
No reason at all.
Okay.
Well, you wanted me to go, oh!
Or I don't know why you were.
Something appropriate?
I don't know, but like I was. I
In
just
this piece of shit movie, you want me to do something? Like, you actually want me to act like I was frightened?
I don't know. I said react. I wasn't expecting trying to make it rain like an alien stripper was coming out of my chest.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
Yeah, but he was tap dancing like a straw with a straw hat. He wasn't like dancing on a pole or something.
It was the first thing. Like, maybe it came out as, Tyler Breeze. And
This is all going into the vlog, by the way.
I know,
Hi, everyone.
so I'm operating on, 2 days of no sleep.
Wow. So it's actually kind of a miracle that you are as lucid as you are.
Yeah, and I didn't even have that rock star.
Oh man, you are going hardcore. You are going to sleep like a goddamn log tonight. For all intents and purposes, right now it's like 1 a.m. here in the Friday
I think it's
morning.
I think it's like 2 something.
No, I checked my
Okay.
clock. It was like 1 a.m. But yeah, it is late Thursday night or early Friday morning, depending on how you look at it.
Sorry about the cold. I think I gotta take a lozenge here or something.
Either that or the allergies, or it could be both.
Or,
you know.
This usually happens when I don't get enough sleep. My body just decides to just fuck me. So,
Yeah, so, hopefully you'll get a good night's sleep tonight. Especially after this movie. Actually, I was falling asleep during the movie. This was...
were you actually?
Yeah, I was yawning.
I thought you were miming that.
No, I was really yawning. I wasn't
Oh.
trying. I was not trying to be a dick and like, oh, this movie's boring
Dude.
me. This movie almost lulled me to the sleep. Like in the first half of the movie.
You fall asleep like, like a slapstick, comedy sketch.
It's like a Buster Keaton, and I had to overly mime
he
my.
was literally doing this.
I
me.
wasn't doing that part. I was exaggerating, but the yawning, I was
Okay.
not exaggerating the yawning. I was
Okay.
I yawned like a bear. So
No, you almost was like just so you could block as many people in back of you as possible.
I did not intend to do that. I did not intend to do that. All right, cut me.
Isn't this yawn catching?
But yeah, Alien Covenant. What a piece of crap.
Oh, you were you prepared for this level of
No,
crap on a stick?
I was not. Well, although you were going in more optimistic than me.
Well, then
which,
that's not a big surprise. That's what I normally do.
yeah, you tried to come in with a very like, this could be good.
I try to be a better person.
But no, you came in more optimistic than me, and me just being dead inside ever since Prometheus. As far as the
And boy, did you.
you
were not prepared. You were not prepared.
I was, even me with my bottom level preparation for it. Bottom level, I was just like this. The only way it could go from up, the only way it could go for the franchise can go up, and it just felt so tedious and long and dull and
It was
stupid.
2 hours 36 minutes about.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5 goddamn hours. And not only did it have the length of a Lord of the Rings movie, parts of it actually kind of looked like a Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh yeah, they had the forge.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael Fassbender is wearing a cloak. One of them.
Yeah,
There's 2 Michael Fassbenders in this movie. Okay, let me put it this way. Just coming in here, be like, so what's this movie about? So Michael Fassbender was like, Prometheus, was good, and I know how you were thinking about having the Xenomorph be like the big bad of the next movie, like people are expecting, but what if I was the villain of the movie? Oh, you mean you want to wear the Xenomorph suit? No. Just, me as the robot. David. You know, and maybe there's two of me. There's two robots. And, you know, we just kind of talk to each other and other people once in a while. And we kiss each other and play each other's flutes and stuff. And, no, really.
He's not using metaphor here. This is all very literal.
Yeah, and basically just chew through all the lines in the movie and dick around with random test tubes and, you know, H.R. Geiger drawings and...
It's Giger.
Oh, sorry, Giger.
Yeah, Giger. Yeah, I had to wean myself off of
Yeah.
my old pronunciation of it too, but it's Giger.
And, man, they waste a lot of fucking time in this movie with It's just Fassbender doing whatever he wants. If you think that's a good movie, it's not. Sometimes that can make a good movie. Like Evil Dead with
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell doing whatever he wants, dicking around.
Dicking around with a shotgun. That's always we've always wanted that movie, and
Yeah.
I hear tell that the series is sort of like that. I hear tell,
Yeah,
but
I gotta check it out.
unfortunately I do not have stars, so I'm kind of without a means. And no, I will not download a torrent of the show. All right, if I don't have the means to watch a show, then I will not watch the show. I will not steal. It's not something.
Yeah.
I know. It's just like,
You're weird.
yeah, I'm weird like that. But yeah, the
You were doing LimeWire with everybody else in the early 2000s.
yes. Yeah, when I was 18. But coming back on track here, I went into Alien Covenant with rock bottom expectations, and I got rock bottom. So in that way, I can't say I was disappointed.
You got a little... you didn't think... Got out that drill and started, you know, chipping away those rocks and...
No, like I really can't think which one is worse, Prometheus or Covenant. I really can't, because Prometheus broke my heart in a way that I didn't think it could have at this point in the Alien.
It was the first offense.
It was the first offense. I mean, like, I'm not
set
gonna
the precedent.
like
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend that everything in the Alien franchise is untouchable. I mean, AVP was dumb as fuck. And AVP2 was even dumber than that.
Yeah.
Alien 3 was unnecessary and really threw in this gigantic wrench into everything as far as where you could take the franchise. Alien Resurrection was possibly the nadir of the entire franchise. And then Prometheus came along, and then the thing about Prometheus, though, that made it worse than everything else is that it had aspirations of being better than what it was. And
it brought along with it hope.
Yeah, like, you know, like there's a lot of things that The Dark Knight Returns gets wrong, but the one thing that it did get right is that there is no despair without hope. Mm-hmm. And so when you have a movie like Prometheus that's like, wow, this is shot so beautifully, and the sets look great, and the acting for the most part is...
And you have, you know, Fassbender doing a Peter O'Toole impression.
Yeah.
Which... I'll get to.
I mean, we'll get to, but like, but with Prometheus having all of these little bits of good, and then it's weighed down by the stupidity of the characters, and it's weighed down by the stupidity of the story, and it's weighed down by the worst kind of stupidity, convenient stupidity.
Yeah. Oh, look, a planet. Yeah, no, really.
Yeah.
So let's just dig in.
One last thing. One last thing. I just like.
Go for it.
So I wanted to continue my thought here, but
really.
Well, I was trying to say like what was wrong with Prometheus.
Oh, but by all means, continue your thought.
Like Prometheus was like had all of these things, and that's why it hurt more than any of the other Alien movies. Even though it's not technically the worst one, it hurt more. Whereas Alien Covenant here has pretty much the same problems as Prometheus when you really get down to brass tacks, but it doesn't have that fresh wound feel. And yet, on the other hand, this has a lot more sillier shit in it, which...
I want to talk about this shit.
Oh, yeah,
There's too much to cover. There's way too much. I know that, like it was a slow movie with, like, very little action and stuff. But,
in the first half of the movie, at least.
But the weird shit that happened...
They bunched it all at the end, the last half of the movie.
There's just so much weird fucking shit. In this movie.
So much
awkward and sometimes really funny, unintentionally funny.
Yeah. sometimes. So I think like from that perspective, that little reprieve of unintentional hilarity gives it the slight more watchable edge
Yeah.
to Covenant as opposed to Prometheus. On the other hand, it kind of does more to damage it. I think. I mean, when your entire franchise has only 2 legit good movies in it out of like
Yeah.
what 7 now? Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 main entries into the canon so far, and only a third of it is actually legit good. Can we really consider any entry as to damage its reputation?
AVP.
Like that's borderline. If AVP counts as the main canon of Alien, that's often La La Land as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, let's kind of plant some seeds here.
Spoiler.
Oh, of course, spoilers.
Also, no predators, and no one's surprised. But,
No
but
one's
gonna go out and say it.
no one's surprised. Then again, we didn't stick for after the credits. There might have been like a little cameo at the end.
That's
wouldn't
true. We just wanted to get out of there.
Oh, yeah,
because
like
we were
it.
not the best audience participants.
Not especially not for a movie like this. The first half of the movie,
Sorry, not
Literally.
we participated in the
we
movie.
we kind of reacted to this movie
Yeah.
not in the way that I think audiences were intended to react.
Yeah.
But to our defense, we weren't the only
We
ones.
weren't the only ones. That was nice.
So yeah,
But I could kind of feel the people in back of us trying to enjoy the movie.
like
I didn't want to get in their way.
neither did I. But on the other hand, like laughter is spontaneous. You're not expecting to laugh, and yet when something goofy, some goofy shit happens, you want to laugh.
So you don't do that thing where you like pinch your leg really, really hard, like you're having a heart attack, and then bite your tongue and basically smother your mouth.
Like I do the whole. I tried to do that.
But
I think
always let it out.
I let it out because to me, letting it out, it causes as much distraction as me trying to physically like that because
Yeah.
that's still calling attention to yourself.
I
And
have
that's
a war wound, by the way. I'm just
oh yeah.
speaking.
Speaking of war wound, case if you're wondering, burnt myself on a grill, 2nd degree burns. But like I hate drawing my attention to myself in the theater. I really hate doing that. But when I'm sitting through a scene, why don't we just cut to the chase? We were sitting through a scene in which Michael Fassbender, who plays an android, two different androids, are having a scene together in which they intimately try to play a flute together. It's like, here, blow into this hole. I'll do the fingering.
Now, keep in mind, of course, that this whole time, one of them is straight, completely neutral Fassbender robot, and the other one is Peter O'Toole impression Fassbender, which I felt in the first movie it was maybe a little more appropriate, a little more made sense, I guess, because he's modeling himself to seem more friendly to people.
So it's the Fassbender from Prometheus versus the Fassbender that's just in Covenant.
Yeah, and I want to say he does a pretty good job, but he also does a good job of making sure that he's not exactly like T. Lawrence of Arabia, down to being overly expressive. He tries to make it seem like a more driven robot impersonation of it. So less of the and vivid eyes and whatnot, and more of the trying to get the voice right. So it's a little more sociopathic, like.
Yeah, that I mean, like, the problem with the Fassbenders isn't so much his performance; it's the writing.
The writing is wretched.
The writing is the most like obnoxiously stupid, pretentious bullshit when they're constantly trying to quote fucking Ozymandias, and they're trying to, and they're like reciting lines and they're trying to talk about like Wagner and like just like the cheap go-to hits. Like we need to make them sound smart. Okay, let's see. They talk about Wagner. They talk about Lord Byron. They talk about Keats and.
And then they have him, of course, do the. I'm the man who broke the bank at Monte Carlo thing from Lawrence of Arabia in an echoey.
In that echoey.
In an echo cave or whatever.
When he's like shaving and cutting his hair.
Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum.
To me, that scene reminded me a great deal of like towards the end of The Wall, where Pink was in the toilet and he's like, "Do I have to know Have I been guilty
all
this time?
Leave the show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was extremely masturbatory. It was very... it was just ego-flating.
Yeah, like ego flating.
So bad.
It was a massive ego trip, and I have to think that I don't know if Fassbender had any real say in that and how that scene played out, but I will say that I don't think Fassbender had much of a protest over doing it.
Hell no, he didn't. Not only was he the villain, way more so than the Xenomorph, but there were two of him in the movie.
And they made out.
And they fucking made out with each other. They fought each other. They had a Fassbender battle. One was, faster and bendier. And they made out with each other. They taught each other how to play music. And
Yeah.
does this sound like, Alien? Or does it sound like bullshit?
This sounds like a real, honest-to-God fanfic that a 14-year-old girl wrote, in which Fassbender met his clone.
Yeah. And it just happens to be set in the Alien universe. Just happens to be.
I swear to God, during the flute scene, I wanted to scream out during the middle of it. I just is this an Alien movie or what?
That was the scene, and it goes on for
It's like a good 5-minute scene.
5 minutes.
Yeah, like a good...
And he uses these,
And it's like all one take,
he
too.
uses innuendos constantly.
Oh yeah, like the fingering.
Let me teach you how to let me teach you how to finger. And somebody else in the audience is like, ha! It is the way he's saying it in this Peter O'Toole seductive voice. So let me teach you how to let me teach you how to finger. And so you get the flute and you put your finger lightly over the holes. Yes, and hold it erect like this.
That is...
Oh, you are just...
That is...
You just hate the Alien franchise, don't you? You love yourself and you hate aliens.
No, Fassbender didn't write the script.
I feel like there were things that he wanted to be in there. Like this flute thing, or maybe the Peter O'Toole. I think that he just really, really liked, hey, I don't blame you. If I had my way and I could do whatever the hell I wanted, because I was a A-lister, I would definitely want to try to replicate Peter O'Toole. He's like my second favorite actor of all time.
Yeah.
So
next to
Gary Oldman.
Really? I thought you would have said Peter Weller.
He's my,
He's your spirit
He's
animal.
my husbando.
Acting ability has nothing to do with it.
Not everybody can, have everything.
I suppose not. But
Buckaroo Banzai, though. That is the whole.
I mean,
package.
like anyone who does watch that movie is instantly entranced by Peter Weller in that movie.
Package.
Although my Peter Weller moment is not in Buckaroo Banzai; it's in Naked Lunch.
You know what my moment is in Naked Lunch? Julian Sands.
Oh yeah, being raped by a centipede.
Hair.
Oh yeah,
the warlock himself, baby.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Was he a centipede raping another kid, or was he?
He was I believe he was the centipede, or the scorpion, or whatever it was.
It was a centipede.
It was a centipede. Yeah, that's right. It was like all these multiple segmented legs, and he was raping the other guy. I can't remember who.
Yeah. Although, okay, we're going off track here. Circling back, but even outside of Fassbender in this movie, outside of Fassbender's scenes, is really fucking dumb, but not any more dumb than what people were in Prometheus.
Okay, so let's just go right into Planet.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
a planet.
Where they just happened upon the planet in which Fassbender crashed the Prometheus.
Okay, so obviously it was planned for them to, have a wreckage. Well, not wreckage, but what was it called? It was a space to.
They got a shockwave from an exploding nova or something.
Yeah, and was it really, or was it just that's when he planned for them to?
No, there's no way he would have any kind of control with that, and that's where really the plot gets into stupidity.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I assume there had to be something,
No, there isn't.
Foolery.
No, that is all complete luck. The entirety of this plot happens completely on circumstance and fucking bullshit luck.
hold on. You're telling me
Mm-hmm.
that they just happened to have that wreckage, or that disturbance that woke
Yep.
them up and
Yep.
stopped them where they were, right next to the fucking one planet
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that David was on, hoping that they would be there.
He
Or
didn't know.
somebody would be there.
He didn't know. He was just there because he was marooned. So it was just happy-go-lucky luck that they just happened to.
And they never even scanned the planet.
no.
Just because reasons. Because no reasons, actually.
Well, they did a cursory glance. It's like, hey, look, it's in the habitable zone, and it looks like it has oceans. Hey, why don't we go onto that planet? Yeah, without any spacesuits on. I'm sure it has oxygen.
But they said, like, that, well, how did we miss it in the initial scan of, like, we've already charted this entire,
Yeah.
the cluster or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know how we missed it. They're like, well, I don't know how you missed it either.
It's like,
Fuck, man.
I mean, it made more like, couldn't that planet just have been the planet that they were always going to go to anyway? It was a colony ship anyway.
It's like we forgot to scan it for precious metals.
Mm-hmm. Although, if they didn't go into that convenient hyperspeed, like that hypersleep disturbance, we wouldn't have gotten the best role in the movie, played by James Franco.
Yeah, he had the best role.
James Franco, I would say the dumbest part of the movie, for me personally. The dumbest part of the movie. Alright, ship hits a disturbance from an exploding nova, and systems are going haywire. So there's like an emergency wake up to the crew, and they're all getting out of their sleep pods, except for James Franco, who's apparently the captain of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason or another, I do not know how they did. I don't know why this happened. I am beating my own head against the wall, trying to figure the fuck out. His pod catches fire, and he burns alive in his pod.
And they don't have any, like, extinguishing mechanisms in the pods either. And
Well, I don't know how the fire got started. I don't know why the fire was contained just inside
do you know
that
a lot
pod.
of people burned to death in this movie, it seemed? Well, maybe not a lot.
But there were, it was like it's skipping ahead in the later in the movie where Fassbender released the pathogen, and it just basically ashified every alien on the planet. That's
Well, then there was also the person who, I guess all.
in the exploding ship.
Explosion. Well, one of them was dead. The other one was in the process
Sense of being dead, and
then,
one is burned alive from the wreckage.
Yeah.
So a fair number of people get crisped, crisped up pretty good, or well done, as it were. But I still can't get over that. How the fuck did that fire get started inside James Franco's pod?
I don't know.
I don't know why. Why couldn't he just have died? Like his
Suffocation,
or, like his life support failed, or any one of those could have been. Like if you had to kill off James Franco, and he just filmed himself with a Galaxy S7 as he's on some kind of cliff, and then you could just green screen a background in, and that's all James Franco does in this fucking
entire movie. You don't even really see him in the pod, I don't think. He's just
it might have been
before you.
I think his pod has his windows clogged up. I think they just got a body double in there, and that's.
I mean, it's possible James Franco. It wasn't. He didn't even say I think characters' names really or anything or anything related to the mission. It was just a rock climbing thing he was on. It's like, hey, we're having fun, and it could have been for another movie. It could have been. It could have just been him doing something in real life. Who knows?
Who knows? Exactly. It could have been like him on the set of 108 Hours. It's right before he falls into the crevice and has to cut off his own arm.
Yeah.
Was it 108 hours? I think, or 160? Some number of hours. Point.
Also, have you noticed that James Franco seems to me, I could be like he's constantly playing the husband who dies in a lot of films, just to lead to another.
I haven't seen that. So, you're saying, it's the James Franco in the fridge trope now?
It feels that way.
I haven't. I don't remember off the top of my head any other role in which he does that. But I'm gonna have to trust you on that. All James Franco's death really does is just give the heroine of the story, the lead female of the story, who was fine. I think the frustrating again, where this is frustrating, just like Prometheus was frustrated. Is that there's good actors, and they're trying their damnedest with this god-awful script. This obnoxious as fuck script that thinks it's smarter than it actually is.
Oh, yeah, it's the worst kind.
Oh, and they're trying their best to act with it, and they just come off like complete putzes.
Yeah.
But it's not their fault. They're just trying to do their job with the material presented to them, and I feel sorry.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for everyone. I feel sorry for Danny McBride in this movie. He lasted longer in this movie than I thought he would. Like, Danny McBride, it looked like he was like comic relief. I thought he was going to eat it halfway through the movie, but no, he survives the entire movie.
Yeah.
God damn it. And even Danny McBride, fucking Kenny Powers himself. Kenny Powers himself is good in this movie for what the material could give him.
Oh, and then they had the guy from Empire. It was Jamal.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
The guy from Empire. They have Billy Crudup in a Crudup, Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, even his role could have been way more obnoxious in a lesser actor's hands. But as the guy who's like the prototypical Christian who, like, everyone hates me because I have faith. They think of me as like some kind of loon or extremist. It's like, oh, I can see you're going to be the most annoying character. I can't wait for you to eat it. And he does have a very, very satisfying death, but you do kind of feel sorry for him. You do. It's like
he never does anything wrong or anything.
Well, he does have convenient stupidity.
Oh my god!
Like with
the way he gets it is.
Yeah. Like, again, the script. It's the script. It is the goddamn script. It's like where he literally has to say, well, like, what is convenient? There's a planet. When are we going down to the planet? It's like, so we're going to abandon our mission that we spent years trying to formulate to go off on this wild hare, this wild goose chase on this planet. It's like, yeah, that's about right. And then they just cut to them landing.
And later on in the movie, when they're, just neck high in the shit, everybody's dying, aliens are everywhere, and he's just like, so you were right. We really shouldn't have come here.
It's like, no. No.
Just want to go on record. Like in the official report. It's a good thing that was an official report that you made,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, like, so they're on the planet, and all hell breaks loose. Everyone's dying from the pathogen, and all of a sudden, David, the android from Prometheus, we'll call him Fassbender 2, even though he's technically Fassbender 1, he definitely is a number 2 here.
Yeah.
Fassbender 2 arrives with his cloak and a gigantic flare gun to scare away what was, I thought, only one. Like, was it one or several? The camera was.
It was several.
It was
pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it was several, but like, where did the other one come from though? Because I know that one came out from one guy's from one guy's mouth. The other one that sprang forth from that guy's back had unfortunately, but blew the fuck up in the ship because Danny McBride's wife would ape shit and tried to shotgun it to death and hit a goddamn propane tank and blew the whole thing up.
Yeah.
He's like, way to go. And so I have to wonder, like, if there's more than one, which it seems like there is, but the direction of the direction and the whipping of the camera made it seem like there was more than one. Where did that other one come from? Because the whole planet just has plants on it, and all the aliens, they're not xenomorphs technically. There is a xenomorph. Actually, there is one xenomorph in this movie, which is fine and dandy as far as I'm concerned. I mean, like, hey, we got a xenomorph.
A real xenomorph.
A real xenomorph. You know what? I can be. That's good, but although that does leave a lot of questions for Fassbender number 2, but we're going to get to that. But I have to. So if there was more than one, where the fuck did it come from? I'm guessing it just had to be the one that was just bad direction.
I just, of all the things, just don't even give a shit.
At this point,
but
yeah, Fassbender 2 saves them and then brings them over to his bachelor pad, which is the ruins of everything, and
which is filled with creep shit,
creepy
all over the place.
Yeah, creepy shit. It's like he has books and tomes. I swear, I joked with him in the theater with this. It's like he's got tomes of like creepy drawings, and I'm thinking, and I'm joking with him. So like she's going to turn the page and there's going to be like a diagram of the human centipede.
Yep.
It's that kind of.
It's that kind of.
Yeah,
like it's actual. I think some of them are actual, Giger drawings.
It looked like a lot of them were Giger drawings. Might have been, but again, R.I.P. Giger. But it could be like their little nod to that. But what I really don't understand is that in Fassbender 2's interim, while he was marooned on this planet, has been spending his time bioengineering somehow, bioengineering the mutagen and trying to raise and create the xenomorph. And somehow he does.
Yeah, he used the corpse, or, well, living, but actually, I guess still living body of the girl with the dragon tattoo from the Prometheus.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, no, I don't know. Was it suggested that she was still alive? I mean, like, it just looked like he just made like a table out of her with her spread open.
Well, she said, "Oh, eventually he's like, she didn't really die from the crash, did she?" So he's like, "No,
No, like nah.
no, she didn't."
But my question then becomes, how in the world did he find living tissue to try and create more of these aliens and thus the xenomorph if there's no more living things on the planet?
Yeah.
All there are plants.
Yep.
So where the fuck did he find all the, like, how in the world did he find any material to keep breeding these aliens and creating the egg sac? Like, he just, somehow he magicked the egg sacs that created the facehuggers.
Guess it was all from her.
I would think that the human body is like a one-time use for these creatures. I don't remember anyone like coming back from an alien chest burster and thinking, "Oh yeah, that sucks."
He did a really good job. He was really good.
Yeah, like, I found a guy in Beverly Hills. He does great reconstructive surgery. I'm back, man. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so that happens, and so what was his name? David is the other one. The first Fassbender is
I think it was Walter.
Walter. So Walter beats David, and they play each other's flutes and all, and then they go out on a ravine or something outside of the cave, and they're just kind of talking to each other about like what happened after the crash and everything, and suddenly he starts quoting
Ozymandias.
Yeah, Ozymandias, and
I am King of Kings. Look upon thee and
look at my creation
and tremble
and suddenly we're getting a flashback to what happened, which is David Bender
David Bender
in the spaceship, the alien spacecraft, the Titan ship,
dropping the pathogen over an entire race of space jockey Titans. Like, just
he is standing out there, like on the deck of the ship, looking down on them like a total, boss, and he's just dropping the shit on them, and they're just getting wasted. These Titans, the same Titan from the first movie,
Prometheus. Yeah.
from Prometheus, that was like a huge threat that only the unstoppable force meets the immovable object when it came to the octopus thing, whatever that was that started the alien supposedly thing.
I'm still wondering what the fuck the black ooze was in Prometheus.
So yeah, that same Titan, he murders the entire race, like this planet of them. And they're kind of dressed in like cloaks, like peasants and shit. They're just
yeah. Although that reminds me of a little stupid moment, but it bears repeating when the crew first gets to the planet and they're exploring some of the ruins and they're looking at the statues of the Titans and it's like, wow, like these were Titans and everything, and one of them's like, well, they could just be statues of Titans. Like, this is how you react to finding alien. They
find alien life. They know this is not human technology.
They know this is not human technology. This is their first encounter with alien life form. As far as they know, they're the only species existing in the universe. They find sources of alien life and they're like,
okay, so lines. They see the ship. Okay, they enter scene. See ship. First line. What is that? Next line is Walter. It appears to be a vehicle. Enter spaceship. Wow. They must have been really. It was like, wow, they were giants. Looking at the suits of armor that they wore, or statues of them. Done. They just shrugged off finding, like, maybe the first time they found intelligent life.
I mean, like, we know, like, knowing from the canon, they're not the first to discover alien species, nor will they be the last.
Well, no, not the first, but like to.
But
be
to
able
them, but to them.
it's the first.
To them, they're the first.
And they just
They should be like,
shrugged it off and keep walking.
they should be shooting fireworks.
Yeah, they should be
Like, holy shit, this is amazing. We found evidence of alien life. Oh, what a wonderful, beautiful thing to discover.
They don't even mention that they found alien life. But they do mention that the alien life they found is big. It's oh god, oh my god. Find alien life. Describe it without
they didn't care.
It's just not human.
It's like I said,
Oh my
fucking
God.
dumb script.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was awkward.
You know, for as long as this movie was, the plot, when you really break it down, could have filled, like, maybe 20 minutes.
Uh.
The crew crashes on an alien planet. One guy says, hey, I could shelter you for a little bit until your help arrives. And then shit goes topsy-turvy. They try to get back onto the ship, but it turns out the guy who's been sheltering them has created the threat, and he's
Yeah.
on board the ship, and bad guy wins. Really, like I'm not missing a beat.
No, you're not.
I'm not missing a beat. I'm not like I'm not overly skimming everything. That is what happens. Why does this movie need to be 2.5 hours long just to cater to like scenes of Fassbender, quoting Ozymandias, or seeing Danny McBride just kind of tool around and play with his dick while he's saying like, we need to get closer to the planet so that way we can communicate with the field.
Dude, talk about how Danny McBride eats it.
Well, Danny McBride doesn't eat it, actually.
Oh, sorry, not Danny McBride. I mean, the religious guy. I forgot
Billy
his-
Crudup.
Billy
Crudup.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, like, oh god, he meets the dumbest death. So he gets an assault rifle, points it at Fassbender number 2, and says, "All right, tell me what the fuck is going on, or I will blow open your chest."
This is after seeing that an alien just like tore apart one of his
Crew members.
crew,
Yeah.
and that David Bender didn't give a shit.
Yeah, and tried to like horse whisper it.
Oh, he can horse whisper aliens.
Mhm.
That's his thing. Like, obviously, we mentioned that he creates them and stuff and breeds them, but he also, of course, otherwise he'd get like myrtled to death, and
Myrtleated. Yeah.
he'd get myrtled, straight up. And,
Straight up fucking
even though he's
myrtled.
synthetic, they wouldn't give a shit. We know that. Look at Bishop and all.
Yeah.
But so
It's like when does the aliens ever cared about like a synthetic getting in their way or not?
they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit. They just know that they can't use them for food and they can't use them for like breeding purposes. So
Anyway,
so just like, but no, like apparently no, like he's daddy to them. Ugh.
yeah. This apparently he does this. It's like, oh, you have to earn their respect if you blow lightly on their nostrils,
Like a horse.
like blowing on. Yeah.
He's like, and he just shoots it dead. And apparently,
Not
Crudup,
David Bender.
yeah, but
Crudup.
Crudup just like blows it dead, and Fassbender too is just, why did you do that? It's like,
It trusted me.
and all Crudup does is just look at like the floating head of his crew member in the fountain. It's like,
Bob.
like they cut to that shot a lot. So Fassbender 2 just leads him down into where he's keeping all the egg sacs where the facehuggers are, and he says, well, what are they doing? Are they alive? He's like, no, they're just waiting. Go ahead, stick your face in it. No, it's cool, it's fine. Just stick your face in it. Go ahead, stick your face in it. And then just
After Minute 2 have been breeding these things. It's like it's safe. I assure you, it's safe. You wanna.
No, you won't. And then he just
It's like, oh, it is safe as long as you say so.
oh!
Oh, I fell for it.
No.
Fall
Oh.
for that every time.
The weirdest part though is when like afterward Fassbender 2 is just kind of tossing stones on Crudup's face. It's like I half expected him to wake up and Fassbender 2 was sort of like, I can't believe you fucking fell for that.
Yeah, that would be a good moment.
Like, how dumb are you? But, and so he's just like, instead of like Crudup like going like, what did you do to me? What did you do? Like any rational, sane human being
Yeah.
would say, it's like,
What do you believe in?
What do you believe in?
Chest burster comes out.
What do you is now the time to ask epistemological questions, Crudup? I swear the logical consistency of the script has the consistency of the script is like marshmallow.
Yeah.
Like there's no connective tissue between thought and action. There's like, hey, I have just been violated and an egg has been laid in my gut and I got about maybe 20 minutes left to live.
Yeah.
Maybe I should ask him about what he believes in. But yeah, what doesn't do androids believe in electric sheep? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh Lord! And then the next guy comes in looking for that guy and sees the bobbing head in
again.
the thing, and I was so hoping that Dave is gonna come back out. He's gonna be like, "Tell me what's going on."
Look here,
It's
what?
like, follow me back to these eggs. Look at this! You got to see this thing I got. Look at it.
He has the exact. That would be the exact same methodology that I use every time I'm playing Metal Gear Solid. I would lure one soldier away from their path and just knock him out and just stuff him in a locker, and I just do that for the entire.
You gotta see this. Look at this thing.
It's like, hey, huh? And then it would just keep leading him on away.
They were stupid enough. He could have. God damn.
Are we directly comparing Metal Gear Solid AI to the characters in this movie? I think we are. As it's not a favorable
Yes.
comparison.
I mean, oh god, trying to speak to the movie's credit, there's a little bit of good body horror here.
Oh
and
yeah,
there.
like the movie's shot very well, and there's great sets. Production value aside, the production values of this movie are just awe-inspiring. It looks beautiful. I was about to say it sounds beautiful too, but like there was like the score is weird. It doesn't feel like an Alien score at all.
Yeah.
Like it's almost too kitschy at points. It almost felt like a Lifetime movie of the week kind of
Yeah.
score at some points, and that really is distracting. But outside of the production value and outside of the honest to God commendable job that the actors are trying to give, the performance they give, it's just like this script may be the worst script for a major action movie we have ever seen on Stage Versus. I cannot. Batman v Superman had a better script than this. At the very least, it didn't pretend to be smarter than it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a mess, but that was more to do with studio interference. This is just wholesale, like pretentious.
It's a botch.
Like it's more than just pretentious. It's almost that smug.
Yes.
It's a smug idiot script. Oh fuck. That's all I got to say about that script. Holy shit, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Oh. So I'm feeling really, really frustrated with this movie, and I'm thinking that because of the dearth of honest to God bad movies we've seen so far this year, this will probably be in my top 5, but
Yeah.
like if this was released in 2014, I don't think it'll be in my top 5. It might have scraped the top 10. But right now I'm feeling top 5, maybe top 3.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there.
Yeah.
Definitely in the top 10 for sure. Very, very likely contender for top 5.
Ugh. So I guess after all of this, do we recommend people seeing it?
No.
No.
I don't recommend you seeing it in theaters. Don't recommend you renting it.
Yeah.
Maybe check out.
Oh, wait. One last thing before we sign off. What about the shower scene in which the alien gets on board? The alien gets on board, hyper evolves somehow. I've never seen an alien. I know aliens can xenomorphs rather. There's actually 2 xenomorphs. There are 2 xenomorphs. There's one where they blew off at the beginning where they were left
right.
behind, and there's another one after the chest burster,
Yeah,
after they
yeah.
got back on board. So
Yeah, it evolved.
it evolved like super fast. I've never seen an alien go from like chest burster to full on xenomorph as fast as this.
They even established earlier that they can't, based on how long they like had to fight off those little ones. I think.
Well, those are the little ones. Those aren't xenomorphs though. So it could very well be that for some reason.
Oh, right. Those were the predecessors to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
xenomorphs,
right.
so that doesn't count. You're
So
right.
yeah, like but this like the trajectory of chestburster to full on xenomorph is fucking lightning fast, fastest there's ever been, and it's pretty fast. I think it's established that it was pretty fast already, but this is like within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like at least of screen time. Anyway, so they think the day is saved. Like two of the surviving crew members, not for long, are just making out in the shower. Then all of a sudden, the girl feels like the tail, like poking her butt, and then the tail just slithers away. Why the fuck did the xenomorph just like, just going to catch your butt there? Just gonna get your butt. Just gonna get your butt, and then do the mouth like I'm gonna
Because it looked cool. Because it was creepy and it was,
eat.
slithery stuff, spoopy.
It was, but yeah, but apparently no horror movie, or if this is going to, if you could consider this a horror movie, is complete without the shower scene, the shower murder scene. But yeah, that was also freaking dumb. But yeah, even as unintentionally hilarious as it can be towards the end, and especially when the Fassbenders get together and create magic. This is not an enjoyably bad movie. This is just a bad movie. Just a dumb, bad movie. Right now I'm feeling that it's better than Prometheus just by the fact that I was able to laugh at it more. But
this was not better than Prometheus.
I like in some ways I feel like it's dumber, but in other like it's a different kind of dumb. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a different kind of dumb.
The Prometheus was just, it was better than this. It just was.
You like this more than Prometheus.
No.
No,
Prometheus
you
was
like
better than
Prometheus.
this.
You like Prometheus more than
Yeah. The Titan, nobody really wanted to have the illusion, or I'm sorry, the mystery of the space jockey revealed, really. I don't think, it was kind of nice to speculate about that, but the Titan was still pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
He was kind of cool. I kind of enjoyed it. But, they just wrecked that in this movie. They buried the Titans hard. Bray Wyatt buried them.
They got buried more than these Titans got buried deeper than the Titans back in Super Bowl '99.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner joke.
Good job. Good job.
Bro, yeah.
All right.
Football joke.
You tied it in much better than I did.
We all went to the sport we're most comfortable with on that one.
Yeah.
So, but look at the bright side, Gabe. Next week is Pirates.
I'm done.
Oh,
I'm too tired of this.
Till next time.